wastewater project going up to Starlight. So Jill, if you will. take it
Sure.
away.
Thank you. So I wanted to talk about two things here. One is two things that hopefully we can do at the end, have done by the end of this meeting. One is to authorize the submission of this RFPQ, which is the first step in the town pursuing a BOT for the wastewater project. We are in this situation because at this point in time, because the county attorney is not going to allow the use of Starlight's procurement for you to spend that rest of that ARPA money. So it seemed like that was not gonna, his mind was not gonna be changed. So then the alternate plan is for you all to do your own procurement through this BOT process. So that's where we are right now. Another piece is that the other piece of that ready funded portion, they did receive an executed subrecipient agreement, which is their contract based committing that money to that project, so they can move forward in signing an agreement too. So things are moving along, which is good. So what I have in front of you are two things. One is a proposed schedule, the one page, and the other is the actual RFPQ. So if you all don't mind, I'd like to start with the proposed schedule. And I've got two dates here, or two columns. One is a target date for the earliest you could give someone if you gave them this is an expedited schedule, if you gave them 30 days to come up with a price. So if the selection committee chose someone that other than GM Development, which the selection committee can, then this would be the earliest that you could get this thing going, which would be at your August meeting. Okay? That is with the minimum amount of advertising. So you advertise it 7 days and another 7 days, and you can receive them on the 14th day. So that's still on both schedules, they're still the same up until you get to the scoping period begins. So those schedules run the same, so there's no quicker you can get them, these things here, sooner than July the 30th, or 3rd, excuse me. So that's when the proposals would be due. If GM Development is the group that is chosen, if they submit and they're chosen by the selection committee, that can run very quickly. They don't have to do the scoping, they've already done it. My suggestion to them is that they put a price in their proposal that says this is how much we're gonna do it, it's gonna be no more than this. That way selection committee has that information, and you know that they know what they need to do, and you know what that price is, and then you can compare it to what you have. So if that's the case, and I know the selection committee, if you go down through the next thing, so the scoping period would normally begin on the 3rd, if you go up a little bit, the selection committee would have to be committed to review those proposals on the 3rd and make a recommendation on that same day. Now, we can push this out a little bit. My goal was to try to get, if you do this expedited schedule, to try to get this done at your July meeting. Now, if you want to push it and call a special meeting, no problem. But I was trying to get these things to align because you also, as we had the other night, once you get the proposal, once you select someone, you've got the GMP, the next step is to advertise and hold a public meeting, which is what some of you were at last Thursday, was their public meeting. So you'd have a public meeting, as soon as that public meeting was over, you could award a contract. That's the caveat there, it has to have a public meeting. So that has to be advertised at least 7 days prior. So, like I said, if we are able to go on an expedited schedule, then you should, by your meeting on the 14th of July, be in a position where you could award an agreement to someone.
That's best case.
That is the best case scenario with no special meetings.
Okay.
If that pushes, or if your selection committee is going to be out of town, unfortunately, we've got 4th of July weekend there. If they're going to be out of town, it's Friday, we might need to push that off a little bit, and that's okay. We're not going to be able to hit your regular meeting date at that point.
So really on the 3rd, we vote, there needs to be 2 meetings back to back, pretty much.
Well, on the 3rd, your selection committee, it doesn't have to be a public meeting, selection committee just needs to score the proposals. And then the selection committee could send an email to the town council and say, hey, we recommend that you choose these people.
But we have to have an official meeting to,
No, you don't. You don't have to have an official meeting to notify someone that they've been selected. That does not have to be done at a meeting, because you're not awarding an agreement. You're just saying, hey,
okay. when
we
it says
selected
town
you,
notified-
please start.
Yeah.
Well, the town, you would notify them by an email or something.
Okay.
The town will
Okay.
notify, so whether that's Brenna or you tell me to notify, whatever it is, somebody's gonna send an email to whomever you've selected to let them know. But it does not have to go through any type of official meeting.
Okay. So sure, if we need to set a meeting on the 3rd so we can have that ready to go, because we gotta review the GMPs and have it all in place.
You gotta review the proposals.
Right.
Yeah, and then, and if they submit the GMP with the proposal, if GM does, which the others probably won't, whoever else responds won't, because they would not have that information.
Right.
It's not an unfair advantage or any of that, and I've seen it where people have done enough due diligence up front that they're comfortable putting a price in their actual proposal. You're just not requiring it. So,
So we've got 850 is the number we have left in monies. Do we have that officially?
853, 629, 11.
And that doesn't count for the retainage that we've got for
That
the other
does
That's
four.
correct.
Well, the 853, 629, 11, that's already with the retainage out.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that does
It's
not
already
count the
sitting over here in
retainage,
bottom.
yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll make sure I understand it.
And so that's how much you have left, but that's also there to pay for the legal ad to run this, basically run this 2 times, plus any legal fees. And Brenna and I were kind of talking about that a little bit ago, just how we would structure that. And I have an idea, but I want to run it by Matt Duncan just to make sure it's kosher. What they do, I'll tell you what they've done, they being Frost Brown Todd in other cities where they've done build, operate, transfer, that they will bump up, there's a resolution that on, let's just assume we're gonna do this on the 14th of July, then the town would have a resolution that they would pass that would authorize the award of a BOT agreement not to exceed a certain amount. Now, let's just say that, what's your number with that 876? So let's just say, because you don't want to leave any money on the table, we don't, then what the town could do in that resolution is say, we won't spend more than the 876, 963 that you actually have at the county. In case there's money left in your retainage, you don't have to go back through a meeting to increase that. That you've already approved up to that amount. You're not going to spend any more than that. You might spend less than that, and that's okay. So that's what I was going to talk to Matt about, just so that we can hit that, and that way if you're trying to finish up or clean up and there's money left over, the town doesn't have to act in a meeting to say, we want to increase this contract by this amount of money.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you all?
Yeah.
That leaves the most flexibility that you've got. You know you're not going to spend any more than that. You're probably not going to spend that on the agreement because you've got other things to pay. But that at least keeps that open. Does anybody have questions on the schedule, or does any of that make you uncomfortable? And I guess it's up to whoever you pick on your selection committee to determine whether they can make that schedule work or not. And we can address it if they can't.
So we need to appoint a selection committee today.
Yes, it's best if you do. Or at least lay out parameters that we can put in the minutes as to who would be on the selection committee. Like if you say somebody from, I'm just making this up, somebody from wastewater department, you know, a town board member, something that gives some parameters on who needs to be on it, if you don't specifically name them.
Yeah, if you get Chris and one of us, and then maybe even somebody from Starlight.
I don't know.
I represent Starlight in a variety of ways. And they did not include you on theirs, so I would just kind of leave it to you all. But that's just me saying that. I'm sure someone up there would do it, but anyway.
Yeah, I think we can handle for some people down this way. I don't mind doing it.
Okay.
I'm around. I'm not going anywhere for a while. Chris, or, I know Chris wants to be on it, he's wanting to be more involved.
Okay, then third one. You really need to have 3.
Don't matter to me who wants to be on
Now, if you both are on it, then that poses problems with open door things, so.
it.
yeah.
No, I'm-
If you,
no,
I mean,
no.
if 2 of you are
Two
on
of
it,
us don't need to be
that,
on
yeah,
it. No,
so.
that's fine, then we just need to find a third. Somebody else in town or whatever.
What's the rules? Does that need to be someone from the town?
No.
Or town?
Whoever you,
Can
whoever
Brenna be
you,
on, can Brenna be on it?
yeah, Brenna can be on it.
Alright, well, I don't have a problem with
It's
that.
whatever, I mean, it's whatever you designate.
Well, she's got a direct line to you more so than me.
That's up to you all. But yes, there's no requirement that they
Leanne, what
live
do you-
in town.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
I don't care. I mean, it don't matter, Brenda would be fine.
It's obviously a formality in this process.
Yeah,
We're
because
fast
we know what
tracking.
we're doing.
We already know what we're doing. You know, this is short, fast track. We
Yeah.
know who we're picking, really.
We gotta
You
get this
just-
project going, spend the money, is the deal.
Yep. That's
Okay.
the truth. So I don't care either. We can go with that.
So we have Chris, Rudy, and Brenna right now. Okay. I don't know if you all want to vote all in one motion to authorize a submission of the RFPQ and do the selection committee, or if you want to do them separately.
I'll just do them together.
Okay, so we'll put a pin in that for a second. The other thing that I've done here with the request for proposals and qualifications, I've got that the end of the first paragraph, I just have approximately $850,000 in total project costs. That doesn't have to be exact. It just gives people an idea of what it might be. So I'm just going to leave that at 850. You know, it's a little bit more than that, but that's not going to cause a problem. It just tells people, is this a $10 million project or a $200,000 project? So it just gives them ballpark. I also have in the project scope in the end of that first paragraph where we would like to see that the scoping period will likely be very intense exercise with the goal of achieving construction groundbreaking in August of 2026. So that's when CNR said they wanted to start, it was the middle of August. So that's why I put August down here. That at least will make people know that you're ready to do this quickly as soon as possible. And then the rest of these things are the same as your bank one, as well as, because there's not much variation, and the same as Starlight. Like what they're going to be scored on, what we require in the proposal. And then on the back of page, or on page 2, that last bullet point says scoping process will have a duration of 30 days. If someone's looking at it, we can't really tell them that it's going to be less than 30 days. And if the selection committee chooses someone else, then they need to know that it's going to be a 30-day period. On the schedule that I gave you, that first target date 1, that considers a 30-day scoping period. So that would get you in your August meeting. So it puts you behind about a month. So they still have to be ready to go right away. Then these general conditions are standard and these types of things. Then we also have that the proposing firm should not contact town board members or town staff during the RFPQ process other than the RFPQ committee's representative. That does not have to be me at all. That's whoever's going to handle correspondence and questions. That could be someone else. It could be Brenna. It could be anybody on the, whatever you all want. I don't mind doing it if you want me to do it. But I'm also not going to be upset if you say I'd rather someone else do it.
I would say you have the technical ability, so I would say you.
Okay. And if any real questions come up about utilities, then I'm going to pull Chris in to that because
Right.
I don't have any business answering any of those technical questions. Okay. So, then the next thing, in your last one, we had the proposals, hard copy done. In this instance, it would probably be easier just to have those emailed. And so I have them to be emailed to both myself and to Brenna. And if Brenna needs somebody to print these out for selection committee, I don't mind doing it. I can do it. And the variation from the bank and the SBA is I have it done at 11. So they're going to be due at 11. That'll give time to send them somewhere. Selection committee can look at them. And then maybe do something else that afternoon if you all wanted to, besides waiting until the end of the afternoon. If somebody's going to propose on it, that 2 hours between 11 and 2 or 3 is not going to matter. Or
What
2
are-
hours.
What are the optics of us doing it in this expedited manner?
The optics are going to be like most BOT optics are, is you already have somebody that you want to do this project.
And we've got a shortened date, so if we got
Yeah.
someone who has interest,
Yeah.
and they're like, there's no way we can make that, Borden's picking who they want, and then they're
Well, the
upset
good
about it.
thing is, we know, we have dealt with the CNR, we know what kind of work they do, we know.
Yeah, and I know that, but I'm just saying, other contractors may start bad
Oh.
mouthing the town because all of a sudden
Sure.
we're already picking and
Well, they probably
we're going
will
around the
anyway.
normal process.
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm going to tell you, optics, yes, that's going to happen. I'm sure of it.
We
I
should be
also
aware
can
of it.
tell you that anybody sees one of these RFPQs, the first question they ask me when I'm listed down here is, who's actually got this? Because in 9 times out of 10, you already know who you want to work with, and you're using this process to be able to work with somebody that you want to work with. So 9 times out of 10, these are already pre-baked, right? So yes, they're going to say that.
Right.
There's no way they wouldn't say that in
Right.
this instance. And the way this is set up in saying that we want to do it in August, then that even says it more. But I don't know what choice you actually have in this.
I don't think they have a choice.
You
We're
don't.
gonna
It would
have
have been so much
We're-
nicer if the county would have allowed you to use the Starlight proposed procurement, because then that takes you out of it altogether.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we were hoping all along.
Scott Lewis should have been brought in much earlier.
Well,
That's the bottom line.
yes, and I wish his people would have brought him in a long time ago.
Yeah.
Kind of like me contacting your attorney without somebody telling me to. That's not something that I do.
Oh,
that
no.
just, incurs cost. But yeah, it would have been nice, but that didn't happen. Here's where we are. So that's going to happen.
I mean, we got an excuse when they come at us, say, hey, we've got a short schedule. We only got so much time. We've already got someone who quoted this, and it had to be pulled out from this to do this. I mean, at least we've got an
And
excuse.
you trust who it is. You trust the contractor.
Yeah, we trust. Yeah, we definitely trust
Um,
CNR. He's done work for us.
And so that's one of the, people choose this route for 2 reasons generally. One is they want a guaranteed maximum price, so they don't want to be bombarded with change orders every other day. They want to know what they're going to pay. And the other is they want to work with who they want to work with, which, as you've seen, the competitive sealed bid really doesn't give you much recourse. And you've tried that. I mean, in your defense, you've tried giving people a chance to go out and do this work. And this is what happened.
Right.
And you can't afford to do that, both monetarily and time-wise. You can't
Yeah,
afford to go down that
We gotta
road
go
again.
with the proven.
So, but yes, people are going to say that. They're going to assume that. And even if it wasn't, they'd still say it. So, okay, so then what we need before we wrap up is authorization to move forward with the submission of the RFPQ and then the selection committee.
Okay. I'm gonna wrap it all up. I make a motion that we accept this RFPQ as written. I recommend that we appoint Rudy Cook, Chris Gray, and Brennan LeDuc as our selection committee for this BOT.
I second the motion.
Motion made and second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay. So that sets me in motion on what I need to do, which I'll get this RFPQ out in the newspaper either tonight or tomorrow morning, have it published in 2 days, and then we'll be rocking and rolling.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna have it published on Friday. They might publish it on Thursday, but I'll just tell them Friday. Kind of screws
We
everything
can
up
say
if they
we're
publish it
rolling now,
early.
I guess.
We can if the county asks. Jack Coffin was at the meeting Thursday night. If anybody asked, we are rolling.
I'll
We're
send him a
doing
note.
the best we can in the shortest period of time that we can.
He wasn't aware of that meeting at all until I tipped him off.
Oh,
so-
Jack wasn't?
Yeah, so I don't know how he missed it.
Nobody looks at the legal ads either. I mean, it was definitely
Nobody gets a
advertised.
newspaper. and nobody
No,
goes-
evidently not anymore, and I don't wonder why am I advertising this stuff? Why are you paying $200 to put something in a paper that nobody looks at? I look at it electronically. I probably shouldn't say that since you are still meeting, so. be quiet.
That's another avenue for it. It is available then.
If we're done,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
motion made and second to adjourn. See you later.